I think everyone can agree that gaming as a whole isn't what it used to be. We are seeing empires fall and business decisions that will have an effect on game development and Ubisoft. Most people should know how to think like adults, and you probably have the ability to spend on anything you wish, or better yet, has become much more easier thanks to the internet. Even though the prices have made it a luxury item, people will use that money to buy all the cheap things in the world, and then this happens. Modern gaming got oversaturated. I've mentioned about backlogs in the past, but many people continue to complain about their backlog because they bought too much. While there are many new games that will cost a big $70, some games will be under $10 often because of sales, type of game, how old it is, and even can be told by its quality. Why I bring this up is that people have a constant interest in sales, getting something cheaper, and usually stuff they either don't need or will buy in bulk, because who will not love for things to be 99 cents? Of course, this isn't everyone, including myself, but what happens is that the backlog is now over 1,000 games, even though if it wasn't for these digital platforms, it would be 100% smaller for most people. Digital platforms? Yes, it has made buying games more convenient to the point where it's common for people to take advantage of sales because it's easier than ever to do such a thing. And this isn't just gaming, but it's everywhere. Stores and even digital services such as Ubisoft Plus and Game Pass from Xbox give a ton of games for a low price, aka basically Netflix. This inflates how many people have games to play because of the constant sales, and I also add the free-to-play games such as Fortnite and any live service games which people now have access to because the standard of buying a disc can't do such a thing anymore. Of course, there's always sales of physical games, but digital made it more accessible for people to buy games. But when you go play these games, you would notice things when you play games more often. They're almost the same thing over and over again. I usually like RPGs, but I noticed that many elements are the same, and this isn't just the same series. Many other games will copy it because it works. Fighting games, in my opinion, is very limited on what it can do, given that the gameplay for many is the exact same with either different control setups, moves, or even different art styles play a major role in this. However, there are also many games that use these fundamental concepts and make it their own. Street Fighter 6 has an open world for its campaign, and it alters the gameplay to fit this style. Or even something like Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, where they added RPG elements in its campaign, and now the company Cygames used that to develop its open world RPG, which is seeing some major success right now, and I would personally love to get the game at some point. But the issue here is that many developers happen to make safe products to meet deadlines, and it will likely affect how we experience it. Again, if developers can find useful ways to take advantage of the game, it will benefit them long term, but there's too many games that do the exact same, and it's over competitive to the point where it's very hard to not notice, and we just go back to what we like. Competition as a whole is a good thing for the industry. It's beneficial to the consumer to give them different choices for what to get. I was originally going to make a video about how Microsoft will now only be a service than a console maker, but it was confirmed that this won't happen. But some stuff such as Hi-Fi Rush will come to other platforms. If the rumors were true, this would hurt the industry because it makes options limited, and for the average consumer, there's too many choices to the point where they only get cheap games or what they know, and it's a constant mess because of the structure. But why bring this up? Removing a competitor will lead to overwhelming consumers, and it will increase their backlog because they overspend, and with many games having to try to do something unique outside of story to sell you on a game, even if you play the genre once, it's very difficult for consumers to expect anything more. So in conclusion, it would have made the market a mess, and even if Xbox will still make consoles and exclusives, this is several of a few reasons as to why gaming has become oversaturated.